Our building is starting to show its age. What areas are of greatest concern to potential purchasers?
The areas that are of greatest concern to buyers or prospective purchasers are those areas that they see and that they perceive will have the most effect on, one, their quality of life, and second, the value in their own unit. And when you use those two criteria, the areas that we see that are most important to that population is lobbies, hallways, which I'll label as common areas, and the third would be windows, which obviously has a huge effect on their own apartment.
I think we all know that the building systems, how the elevator functions, the heating systems, the plumbing systems, and the electrical systems, and the condition of the building facade and roof are really paramount when considering what types of capital improvements to do. I think it's important that a board realize that and explain what their plans are to a prospective buyer so that they have a clear understanding about what's been done in the past and what needs to be done in the near future and further out in the future.
Buyers should be concerned primarily with those items that would be of great cost in the future if they were not maintained properly previously, such as boilers, elevators, roofs. Buyers are more concerned a lot of times about the cosmetic look of a building and walk in the lobby and want to know what it looks like, and if it looks pretty it's okay, and a lot of times that's not the case. And they really should be looking at the structure of the building, the mechanics of the building, the reserves of the building, so that they have sufficient funds to maintain these items.
They're also concerned about how those projects will be funded. And there's almost a greater focus on the funding of those projects than the details of the project themselves. Specifically, does the building have sufficient reserves that they can make these improvements using existing cash? Will there be some short-term refinancing opportunities that will allow for a building to fund these capital projects out of additional debt? Or, for some prospective purchasers, the most concerning, will it be funded out of future assessments? And of course, then you deal with the issue of the two categories of populations in a building. You have sometimes an older population who's been there a long time on fixed income, maybe sitting on a huge asset with no debt on their apartments, but the idea of having to fund projects via assessment leads to a conclusion that they're very satisfied with status quo. The other population is your new buyers who have paid a tremendous amount of money, not only for the apartment, but may also spend a great deal of money to then renovate and improve. They are very focused on services, on quality of life, on aesthetics, and what they perceive to be improvements that will affect the value of their own units, and are very willing and capable of writing a check to fund those improvements.